Yes, children, good morning. This is Venugopal sir. We completed the fifth unit in the previous class. As I told you earlier, after completion of every unit, we will be taking up a grammar topic because that is also equally important along with the lessons. Maybe this year our syllabus may be restricted to around 5 or 6 units, out of which 5 are completed, because we have lost already 4 months of academic year. Maybe 4 units or 3 units may be removed from our syllabus for the examinations. So, let us concentrate now more on grammar and writing discourses. Okay, children, as a part of that, you remember in the previous grammar topic we completed tenses. Before that, we completed the kinds of sentences. Now, we are going to discuss another very important topic of grammar, that is voice, active voice and passive voice. What is voice? Simple definition of voice. Voice can be defined as a form of verb, that's all. Voice is a form of verb which indicates whether what is denoted by the subject. Suppose in a sentence, we find a subject, a verb, an object. Like this, 3 main parts are there generally in the sentences. In the subject's place or object's place, as I told you several times earlier, there must be either a noun or a pronoun, both in the subject's and the object's place. Okay. So, what is indicated by the subject suppose in a sentence, a word which indicates or which is in the place of the subject, sometimes it shows that the subject is acting, means the subject does something. And sometimes we find in some sentences something being done to the subject in the sentence. In some sentences, we find something being done to the subject by the object. So, when a sentence in which the subject does something or the subject acts, we call it the sentence to be in active voice. We call that sentence to be in active voice. When the subject or when the word indicated by the subject in a sentence does something, or simply when the word indicated by the subject in a sentence acts, that is called active voice. Suppose in a sentence the word indicated by the subject has something done to it, means suffers from the action committed by the object, means the subject here remains passive. It does not act, but it suffers from the action committed by the object. In such sentences, the verb is said to be in passive form. Okay, children, that's how we differentiate between active voice and passive voice. I tell you once again that voice is a form of verb, remember this, which tells us whether what is indicated by the subject does something or has something done to it. It has 2 forms, active voice in which the subject acts, passive voice in which the subject remains passive. Yes. Yes, please. Yes, let us go to the definitions of the 2 forms of voice. First, let us go with the active voice. As I told you earlier, children, active means if the word indicated by the subject in a sentence does something, or if it acts, the verb is said to be in active voice. Suppose in a sentence, the word indicated by the subject, obviously in a sentence, there is a subject, a verb and an object. If the word indicated by the subject does something, or if the word indicated by the subject acts, the verb in that sentence is said to be in active voice or active form. You can look at this. Children like games. This is the subject. like is the verb, games is the object. Okay, here the word indicated by the subject is children. So, they perform, the subject performs an action here, that is liking games. So, this sentence, in this sentence, the word indicated by the subject acts. So, it is in active voice. This verb is in active voice. If the word indicated by the subject in a sentence suffers from the action done by the object, if the word indicated by the subject in a sentence suffers from the action done by the object, the verb is said to be in passive voice. Suppose in a sentence, the word which indicates the subject or the word indicated by the subject suffers from the action done by the object rather than the subject itself acting there, being active. If the subject suffers from the action done by the object, the verb in such kind of sentences is said to be in passive form, because here the subject remains passive. It suffers from the action committed by the object. Okay, children? This is the difference between active voice and passive voice. Yes, children. Now look at the example of passive voice. Children like games, that is written like this: games are liked by children. What are the changes that you observed between the two structures, active voice structure and passive voice structure? There in the sentence, children is the place of the subject. Look at this again. So, what is there in the object's place? Games. So, the object in the given sentence is written in the place of the subject. You can see that there. The object is written in the place of the subject. Right. Then we change the verb like. How is it changed there? Like is changed into are liked. Why we should write are liked there? What's the reason? The reason is like is present form of the verb and the object is games, which is written in the place of the subject. So, the plural verb that we use in present tense is are. That is the reason why we write games are liked. Why should we write liked? In every whenever we change a verb in active voice into a passive form, we have to always use the V3 form or past participle form of the verb only. No other form you can use in passive structure other than V3. Remember this very carefully, children. No other form of the verb can be used in a passive voice other than V3. So, games are liked. Like third form is, what are the other forms of the verb like? Like, liked, liked. So, liked. Then we have written a preposition by before the object. What is the object there? The subject in the given sentence is written in the place of the object. Okay, children? From this we can understand that without knowing the exact tense of the verb, you cannot change a sentence from active voice to passive voice perfectly correctly. Okay, children, be very careful about this. For every topic, the root lies there in tenses. So, be thorough with the tense chapter. This you can easily understand and write. And you know, 90% of the students write wrong answers for active passive just simply because of the reason that they do not have a perfect idea about the tenses and their structures. You may ask, sir, why can't we write were liked here? Then immediately we have to go to the verb form there, like is a V1 form, present form. So, the tense of the verb in the given sentence is in present. So, we have to write are, whereas were is used only in the past tense structures. So, every time when we want to transform a sentence from one to the other form, we have to take the help of the tenses only. So, this is how we change the sentences from active to passive. These are the changes that we can generally see there in the structure of the active to passive forms. The object in the given sentence becomes the subject, then the verb changes according to the tense of the verb, and then the subject becomes the object. This is how we change sentences from active to passive. So, we discussed how many tense forms, children, you remember how many tense forms are there? There are 4 forms in present tense, 4 in past tense and 4 in future tense. Out of these 12 tense forms, only 8 tense forms have passive forms. Remaining 4 tense forms do not have passive structures. Okay, let us learn them. Yes, let us learn the difference now. One important thing that we have to learn about this topic, children. Already I told you there are 12 tense forms we discussed in the tenses topic, of which only 8 tense forms have passive structures. Means only 8 tense forms can be converted into passive structures. The remaining 4 tense forms, namely present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, future continuous and future perfect continuous tense. These 4 tense forms do not have any passive structures. Means the sentences which are written in these tense forms, if any sentence is found there in either present perfect continuous or past perfect continuous or future continuous or future perfect continuous, they cannot be changed into passive voice. This is what we have to learn, children. Remaining 8 forms have the passive forms. Means all the 3 perfect continuous tense forms and 1 future continuous tense form. These 4 do not have passive structures. Okay, remember this. Let us now go into the discussion of changing the sentences from different tense forms into their passive forms by using a proper structure. Okay, right. Now, let us look at the first of the tense forms, simple present tense. Children, you all know the tense structure there. It is written here, subject followed by V1, followed by object, followed by any other thing, whatever it is. When subject is followed by V1 or present form of the verb, we say that the sentence is in simple present tense. So, when the subject is followed by V1 form and then there is an object, how to convert those sentences into passive voice? For example, look at this. They tease me. They is the subject, T is verb, me is the object. Me is changed to the place of the subject or written in the place of the subject, that becomes I. I is generally in present tense followed by the word am. According to the rule, we have to write object in the place of the subject. Then we have to change the verb form tease into passive form. Because I is the subject, we write am. Then we write the V3 form of tease, that is teased. Then we use the preposition by and we write the subject in the place of the object, that is they becomes them. This is how, look at this, I am teased. Look at the second sentence, she plays chess. Subject is third person singular number, so we have added yes or yes to the verb. So, chess is a singular number, so we write is, then the V3 form of plays is played by, she becomes her. Okay. Next, third sentence, Venugopal writes books. Here, object is plural, subject is singular. So, object is written in the place of the subject, that is books. Books plural number. What is the plural verb that we use in present tense? Are. Third form of write, written by Venugopal. Like this, when you look at the different subjects used, I is used here, she is the subject here and Venugopal is the subject here. So when the subject changes, accordingly the verb forms also, base forms of the verb or helping verbs are changed like this. When subject is third person singular number, we have to use is. If it is plural number, we have to use are. If it is first person singular number I, we have to use am. And most importantly, you have to remember the three forms of the verb, because we have to always write the V3 form or past participle form of the verb only in passive voice. That's the reason from these sentences we can understand what is the structure of the sentence in passive voice. Suppose a sentence is in simple present tense, it can be identified with this structure. How to change that into passive voice? This structure will help you. Then you have to write the subject. Then it should be followed by either am or is or are. Then the V3 form. Look at this, V3 followed by the object. The subject becomes the object. So this structure you have to remember. This apply, am, is, are apply only in simple present tense and of course on the present continuous. But you have to know that these words followed by V3 form. So what is the important thing that we have to learn from this structure? You can see that there, children. Am, is, are followed by V3. Generally, when you look at the tense forms in present continuous, you see subject is followed by am or is or are followed by ing form of the verb. That is in present continuous tense, active voice. So at the same time, when am and is and are followed by V3 form, the sentence is always in passive voice only. The sentence is always said to be in passive voice. So whenever you find, children, these helping verbs like am, is, are followed by V3 form, you can immediately say that sentence is, or the verb in that sentence is in passive voice. This is how you can easily identify whether the sentence is in active voice or passive voice. If the helping verbs are followed by V3 form or past participle form of the verb, it is said to be in passive voice. Let us go into the present continuous now.